In the day, when the sun's bright and shiny, sometimes it's hard to see who we really are in the structures of the life before the virus. For me, it was hard, because often a smile can turn to fake kindness. Because we are the lights. But often, with the gift of life, we turn dark. And in the day, we are the darkness of that light. And sometimes our dark is more stronger than light. But then the moon comes, and all is peace and quiet, and our thoughts aren't so rushed and tired. And that's when we can think the darkness away from the light and really see what true love is all about by the night. And that's why we get so many songs by Moonlight. But that's for part 2, which will be on to this one because it's a short one. So see you soon. We have to wait for the moon to come out. And just try and be a little bit of best that we can be. Shine that bright light in the darkness of the day. And show that life is so much more wealth than our bank accounts. And we can share and care. And hopefully the teenagers of today won't be suffering our pain of our teenage years as they slowly fade away to individualism and communityism. So let's work together until the moonlight comes. Okay, this is better. Shh. Well, now I can, without all that noisy confusion, and just as the sun sets and the moon greets, and how they balance and work together. I think it's best to explain, in my view, how 8 years ago, I think it was, I gave a gift of life to this world. Oh, a long time ago, I was a gift of life. We're all gifts of life. And we often forget that in the hardships of our childhood. And we hide that child away. And if you're like me, my motherhood, I had to try and pretend a lot. Pretend that the bad stuff wasn't happening in a way to keep the children safe. I know it doesn't sound right. It really doesn't. By Moonlight. Because it's so quiet and peaceful and the judgments are all asleep. Well, they're getting to sleep. So, what is a gift of life? A gift of life is you and me and how we interact by 3. See, we have love. We have universal love. We have the love of 2 and the love of 1. And we have that's all combined in the darkness. And if we balance it right, we can see the golden light, the rainbow within. But that takes a lot of confusion and mess, because sometimes you need weakness, sometimes you need fear, sometimes you need to understand that conditional love is not about forgiveness. And forgive those that do wrong to you. Unconditional love is understanding why those wrongs are done and maybe helping each other undo those wrongs. Because the sight in my children's eyes, yes, my sight as an 80s teenager growing up, I didn't look at the oldies too much for understanding because, gee, we were going to have the atomic bomb dropped on us in a minute from the way they work together. And now through the sight of my children's eyes, I see worse. So what should we do? Should we try and celebrate the flaws of our inner child and seek more by Moonlight and release the true darkness that brings us life? And that's understanding we're not perfect. And the marketing grab of ownership. We are more perfect. And the honest, true blue love for share and care. That's why I've made a little playlist down below for you all to share and care, because over my lifetime, there's been so many songs by Moonlight, and I think it's a good way to display how we can share and care. But more than most, we need to know how to love ourselves and how to balance ourselves in the outside world before we can give that love away to another. Because if we don't learn about ourselves and the universal love and how we fit into that, then we rely on the love of two and forget about the love of three. So, as the sun slowly sets and the moon slowly rises, I bid you all good night, and have a listen to the music down below. And thank you for your sharing time. Because for me, I've seen a lot of hardships in this life. But what makes me happy and what gives me so much hope is I've seen true blue kindness and people working out of their jobs to offer so much more than the abuse of kindness. So thank you everyone for trying your best not to manipulate the day away, and understand the true, honest, hard work of unconditional love is not to forgive and forget, but to learn and grow. Bye everyone. Thank you for your time.